nigga. You could be shopping at a in motion. Get that to everyone. What a happy place, happy place. Oh, what a happy place. But just click some more any item and you automatically qualify for discounts. Check us out at the Mega Store in Fongolia where there's lots of parking on Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. JP Mega, the best family shopping experience. Oh, and if they say convenience, they got big difference. Just
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Jolly's Health Vibes, the health talk show that guarantees you a little vibes along with your health information. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning. We're happy to be back with you in studio. In studio this morning with me is Leona. Of course, I'm Trudy. And Leona, how was the Independence weekend? How was the holiday?
I must say, the holiday was well deserved and well enjoyed.
Well deserved.
I didn't get to do much in terms of the festivity side of things, but I had a lot of family time. I got to do some nature stuff, and that was really it for me.
Okay.
So a lot of rest, and it was definitely well enjoyed.
Okay. I hope our listeners had a similar experience, an enjoyable vacation or an enjoyable long weekend. I know some people used it to relax, some people used it to party, some people used it for a variety of different things. But whatever it is that you did over the weekend, I do hope that it was enjoyable to you. I want to say good morning to all our regular listeners. I see our social media people popping on. A special good morning to you if you're joining us via the Facebook page of Q95 FM or the YouTube channel of Q95 FM. I know you all typically hold us down. So good morning to you if you're joining. And this morning we do have a guest in studio. We do have a special topic lined up. So if you're viewing us on the live, you've already seen the guest. If not, you maybe want to, head across to social media so you get an advanced idea of who we have on. But Leona, in terms of the long weekend, of course, the Independence Day celebrations itself, the military parade or the rally on Independence Day, we had 19 Dominicans awarded for their service, 2 posthumous awards to the 2 late Prime Ministers, Honorable Pierre Charles and Honorable Rosie Douglas. And amongst the awardees, I want to say a special congratulations to my uncle, Lennox Abraham, who was awarded for meritorious service at the rally. Over 35 years at the Operation Youthquake, serving underprivileged youth. So I want to say a special congratulations to him. But of course, to all the other awardees at this year's Independence Rally, I think it was, it was very nice. I saw a lot of emotion about winning or not winning, but being awarded and recognized. I saw people during the citations, nodding their heads like, oh yes, this person did this person did that, and yes, that's true, yes, so long he was doing this. So it was a good moment, I think, for our recognized Dominicans. Did you go?
Indeed, I did not get to go. I
Okay.
had quite a bit of book work to do.
Oh, okay.
But it's always a great thing to see persons being awarded for their service. Especially sometimes every year I think I learned something that I didn't know.
Right.
So you were like, oh, this person is the one who X, Y, and Z. So it's always a learning experience, and it's very nice that we can together as a nation, give these people their flowers. Most of them whilst they're still alive,
Yes.
to let them know how we feel about their impact on our daily lives and our communities.
No, so Leona, no Independence Rally for you.
No.
What about Community Day of Service?
Well,
what service did you do yesterday?
Community Day of Service. You putting me on some big spot. Unfortunately, I was not able to go into my wider community. I would say that not on the day itself, but on the holiday, I had quite a bit of I would say home day of service.
Home day of
But
service.
due to some studies, I was really caught up this weekend. I didn't have much of any outside, I should say,
Activities.
activities doing.
All right. Leona, I want to put you on I want to give you another one. So
Mhm.
did you go to the independent the community day of service jump up?
I knew it was coming. No, I did not. I did
Okay.
not either.
All right.
So they said that if you didn't get to
Do
join in
community
on the community day
service.
of service, the celebrations are not for you. So I was home.
Okay, all right. So we've gotten from Leona all her activities for the long weekend. Leona, just like you, I did not go to the rally in person.
Mhm.
I viewed online.
Yeah.
Our guest, who we have not announced yet, was at the rally, though. We'll talk about that. But community day of service, I did home service. And I did not go to the jump up.
Mhm.
And yes, so that's all I'll say about that. So Leona, we're on the same page. So
Right.
don't feel too bad. Good morning. I see Julie popping up, extending her wishes to us. Catherine, hello. These are some of our constant listeners on the program. Good morning to you guys. I see you all coming on. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to introduce our guest and our topic for this morning. I know we've just come out of a period of festivities, and some people are already singing jingle bells, ready to go into another period of festivities. And I would maybe say lots of eating, feasting, So we're about to give you some. We're about to call you awake from all the festive times with our topic this morning. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Wake up this morning feeling risky. I had been vicious to call it sick, but I end up in Jolly's pharmacy. And out in the street, Jolly's fix up my immune system. Me feeling fit and strong now. I'm ready to work and become any mission. If you see me again, Jolly's pharmacy is number one. Jolly's working. We cater for everyone. Jolly's working. Boost up the immune system. Jolly's working. Yo, Dominic is the boy father box. Whenever I'm in town and I'm feeling down, I head to Johnny's Pharmacy. They boost me up real quick. Johnny's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare. Oh, and if they say convenience make a big difference, then you can trust me. I know just where you should be. That is JP Mega, 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 Mega. The one-stop shopping, no me, nigga. You could be shopping and having fun. If you're not if you're social, get that to everyone. What a happy place, happy day. Oh, JP Mega, 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 Mega. The one-stop shopping, no me, nigga. You could be shopping and having fun. Get that to everyone. What a happy place, happy day. Oh, what a happy place. But just stick some more any item and you automatically qualify for discounts. Check us out at the Mega Store in Fonfole where there's lots of parking on Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. JP Mega, the best family shopping experience. Johnny's Pharmacy, bringing vibes.
And we are back with you. It is Health Vibes. This is Jolly's Health Vibes. And as we promised, we have a topic lined up for you. We have a guest in studio. And I kind of teased that we've been in a festive mode for quite some time. And we may be approaching another festive season, the Christmas season, and right after that is the carnival season. So oftentimes when we fet in and we having a good time, we forget some aspects about health. And this morning, we want to bring in the importance of physical activity, exercise, to you, the audience, on the program. And joining us in studio from Fitness University, which is, of course, Jolly's gym. For the people who did not know the official name, Fitness University, we have a trainer with us, and his name is Dayton Volea. Dayton, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
Happy to have you on the show.
I'm happy to be here.
We're going to talk a lot about gym and exercise. I don't know if we'll make people feel guilty or will make people feel motivated, but the aim is to really kind of get people to know about the gym and to kind of get any fears that people may have about coming to the gym, get those fears addressed, because we do know that going to the gym does create some sort of anxiety for some people. So Dayton, as a trainer, I will start off with this, asking you, when somebody comes to the gym first time, they've stepped in, so they've made that bold move to join the gym, what is it that's the primary important thing for you as a trainer to impart on them? Like what do you want to make sure that they know?
Well, one of the first things I make sure they know is that all of us are here for the same reason.
Okay.
Like I said, there's no need to be uncomfortable. There's no need to feel shy. All of us are here to shed some fat and to look good. Right? So just relax. We'll take you through everything that you need to go through, and just come there. Just come. Yeah.
All of us are there for the same.
All of us are the same thing.
But Dayton, so some people have more to do than others, right? So some people, people are at different stages or levels, So although we are all there for the same reason, people might feel a little nervous about the stage that they are joining the gym at. They might see other people that seem to be gym rats, we would say, or they fit and they've been in the gym for a long time and they are just starting. Do you get that a lot, like that type of fear and anxiety from clients?
Yeah, I do. Some clients come in and it's like, that person there how long, and I just come. Yeah, again, all of us are here for the same thing. The only difference that they have been there for longer. You just start in, we will get you in that direction.
Okay.
I mean, I get that because, well, I believe I had these fears at some point, in the sense that you go in and you in your brain you know that they are this way and they look this way and they know the form because they're consistent.
Correct.
But for some reason that doesn't always translate to us, being determined to be consistent. We want to get that way right off the bat. So sometimes I know it can be a demotivator in the sense that you feel like I will never have this level of diligence to get to that point. Like, is there anything that you think might aid in terms of, I don't know, changing the mindset? Maybe, I don't know if whatever can be worked into the routine to actually want to be or be more diligent with training.
Consistency.
Yeah.
What I do, I try to make it as fun as possible. I try to make the clients feel as though it's a safe place. They're comfortable. You can come make jokes, talk. We shoot the breeze, stuff like that. So I make it in a way that they want to come back to that environment. And then I just mix in a challenge every once in a while to make them, push yourself.
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah. That's important as well. And I know some clients, they'll pick their trainers. So actually we have different trainers, yes. And would you agree that every trainer has their niche or their type of style or maybe personality that different persons might gravitate towards? I know some persons, I know some of the gym rats really need the push. But then I know some people have told me that they might stay away from the gym simply because it feels intimidating if they get the push because you feel like you can't do it. And then might have more, of the trainers that might be more, a little coercive, a little
gentler.
Gentler. So you would think that we have a range on that in terms of...
We do.
Good.
Knowing people is important. And knowing how to deal with people is important. There are some people who need that cane on their back, and the other people just talk to them and they'll listen. Bear with them too. As much as they need to have patience for the results they want, you need to have patience for them performing in the manner you want them to perform when they come to the gym.
That's very interesting, Leona, because I mean, for real, there are so many different personalities
Definitely.
and different compatibilities, I guess, too. So that's good too. That at the gym there are different trainers, so people do have that option. Now, if you don't know where the gym is, we went straight into it talking about Fitness University, like Dayton, where's the gym? Where do you train?
I train at the gym, which is
What's the location?
upstairs, what I call the Jolly's main branch or the old branch.
King George V Street.
That's right.
There's another gym. There's another Fitness University, correct?
Not as yet. Oh wait, yes, sorry. Yes, the other one's located in Portsmouth.
Right. Yes.
Upstairs our new pharmacy in Portsmouth.
Yes.
Right.
So I've been there. That one is, I feel, bigger than the Roseau location. So the people in the north do have the opportunity to go to Fitness University because there's one in Portsmouth.
1 mile.
Yes, 1 mile upstairs, the Jollies in Portsmouth. So people in Roseau, you have your Roseau location. People in Portsmouth, you have your Portsmouth location. No excuses. Fitness University has you covered. Now, yes.
I mean, before you even continue, we have the added benefit of Cardio Blaze as well.
Yes.
Right? And that's fairly new, a little while, I should say. But it would be almost like a cardio jump type effect, but you have that on a daily outdoor routine where you can go through sets and, really just push yourself in terms of Cardio Blaze. So that's also an option if you can't do the in-house gyms. If, let's say, some of us are really, really I'm really, really opposed to, let's say, AC. Maybe you go there and you have bronchial issues and the outdoors does better for you, then Cardio Blaze will definitely be an option. So there's that option too.
So when is cardio? What is the time frame for Cardio Blaze? It's in the afternoon?
Yes. Monday to Thursday. I believe it's from 5 to 6.
Okay. Right. Okay. So people can do that as well. But you can do cardio in the gym itself too.
Yes.
All right. So
given that there's space, because you know how the gym gets at times.
Okay. So Dayton, let's talk a little bit about the importance now. We started talking about the gym. People have fears about going. But why would you say it's important to prioritize physical activity? Some sort of exercise routine. Why would you say that's important? Your perspective.
It's important for overall health.
Okay.
Daily exercise improves all markers of health, from brain function, heart function, even stomach function too, because locomotion helps with digestion.
Right.
Which is important for people who especially, have issues like that. Get up and walk. Just that movement will get the waste, but the food flowing. All right. So it improves everything. And that's why it's very important that everybody should at least do some sort of physical activity outside of getting up and going to work, going to school, or stuff like that. We're talking like focused physical activity at least every day.
You said that, and you said getting up and going to work. We usually have clinics, right? And when I'm in these clinics and I ask about physical activity, I ask persons we'll ask them to rate from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, and we'll see people rating 7, man. And I'll be like,
meaning how much physical activity
so
that
7
they do?
So 7 is high enough. So they'll rate 7, and I'll be like, okay, so that's great. So you being active, but you have to prove. So you being active, and they're like, yeah, I walk to work every day. And I'm like, well, where do you live? Where do you walk? If you walk into work, it cannot be brisk walking. It cannot be walking where your heart rate is up for at least 30 minutes, which is what we talk about when we say exercise or, meaningful physical activity. So what happens is after a while, your body does nothing. Now, you're doing it all the time, so your muscles aren't really engaged more than they normally are. There's no growth. There's no,
there's no
boost
challenge.
in metabolism. There's no challenge, right? So it's important to know that physical activity involves getting that heart rate up for at least 30 minutes a day if we're talking about, consistent, healthy activity.
Right. And I want to add to, we're not saying that being active otherwise is not important.
Right.
because some of us that don't walk to work and we drive everywhere and we try to avoid walking at all costs, we need to be told, and I'm speaking to myself, that the walking, is also important, but the focused exercise routine, Leona, as you're saying, 30 minutes at least, elevate that heart rate is optimal. But we're not discouraging the walking and the
exactly
being active during the
and
day.
a while back on Health Vibes, we spoke with Dr. Wilson and we were talking about the importance of motion when it comes to the skeletal system. So if you're not walking, your legs have nothing to do. They will definitely relax. When you want them to, they'll relax. When you don't want them to, they'll relax. And your knees, everything gets stiff. So you want to make sure that you're having motion. So besides the exercise that improves, increases the heart rate, we want to make sure that we're having that range of motion that we need, in order to basically get around and to get around far past our ages now when we get into elderly ages and all that we don't have, that limiting function in terms of movement.
So Dayton, let's get back to the benefits of having that focused exercise regimen or routine. You mentioned it improves all health markers, and I take that. I want to talk a little bit about improved stamina or just general fitness. So I started off the show by saying I know Dayton was at the military parade. I saw him standing for long periods in the Music Lovers Band playing. I saw him for the season all over the place. And I was just looking at him and I was just tired. I told him so this morning, like the level of, activity that he had to engage in just tired me out just viewing it. So Dayton, what is it like with that exercise routine and your stamina, your perseverance in being able to just do activities, be out and about and, endure long periods of activity? What does that do for you?
For me personally, my threshold for activity is just going up.
It's going okay.
It's gone up, all right? When you have to be on stage for 2-3 hours at a time, you have to be marching through the streets of Roseau, and stuff like that. The more physically active you are, the stronger you get, which will increase the amount of time you can be active for especially in a focus setting like exercising, marching, and stuff like that.
What about now? Let's go into people who have. We said exercise will improve all markers, all health markers. Some people already have poor health markers in certain areas. So some people may be overweight, obese. Some people may be hypertensive and diabetic, and all of these things that really require improved physical activity to counteract. Is there any special consideration for people with health conditions already when starting a gym routine or starting at the gym?
Well, yes. So people with pre-existing conditions, what the trainer would have to do is to know how to deal with them again. So, for example, if someone who is diabetic, you'd have to look out to make sure they don't feel winded.
Okay.
So you don't want to push them to the point where they feel faintish, where they will need a break. So you work with them, you challenge them gently, and you see where their limits are, right? In terms of how it's going to improve them, exercising helps the mobilization of glucose in our system, which is going to help them, especially if they have issues with disposing of glucose or adequately utilizing glucose, all right? Like it'll upregulate the body to get them to make use of it and to get rid of it as well.
Okay. What about our people with joint issues, joint pain?
So with joint issues, it is, from my research, it is down to two things. Are you in pain? Or is there degeneration of the joint itself? One we can work with, one we have to work around.
Okay.
So if it's joint pain, we can work with the pain, just to get you to reach where you can reach and stuff like that. Whereas degeneration, we have to actually work around that in the sense that if you cannot get to these positions, we cannot go there at all. And I should even try to push you there because one, further degeneration, and obviously pain. All right. But exercising again is good for the joints,
Yeah.
especially for those who have the joint pains, which could come from a lot of things: underuse, overuse. Sometimes just being lazy. But these things help, especially like I said, range of motion as well could help open up joints to allow for more comfort, to reduce pain.
Okay.
For example, you could be lifting something in a wrong form. Gets to open that joint, you move properly. Therefore, you avoid that pain altogether, or you alleviate the chance of you getting that pain altogether. Right?
I think it's really important that you said that. And that's the second time you mentioned form. Because a lot of times people think, gym cannot be good for me because I have issues with my joints. Why would I go to the gym if I have bad knees? I can't be going to the gym and lifting weights, and that's all we see. But again, so the range of motion, the weight even is good in terms of training the joints. Now, you said something in regards to working with. So I cannot stress it enough, but I would like everybody listening to understand that whatever situation you have, it is worth going in, getting a consult with one of the trainers, even with your doctor, even with your pharmacist, in terms of what type of activities you can do. And of course, we are well rounded enough that if it is that you are of severe consequence, we can recommend things that might not be in the gym, but you can still have that consultation and see where you need to go. So some people really might need to start with water therapy, which is not something that we offer, but we can guide you in the right, steps or in the right path in terms of those things. So it's always worth coming in and discussing how you feel, what conditions you have, what affects you. It's not impossible for most people to exercise. So one way or the other, find out what's best, for you.
Yeah,
And
like
also getting checked. Actually getting checked is very important. There are many clients who come in and say, my knee's hurting, my elbow's hurting.
Yeah,
I
but
was
you
like,
don't know.
have you had it checked? No, it just hurting. I was like, so how am I going to help you if I don't know what
Right.
is wrong with your elbow?
Right.
What is wrong with your knee?
You need to know how
And sometimes when you
far.
get it checked, just inflammation.
Yeah.
Just inflammation.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that takes just rest and you'll be okay.
And in Dominica, we love to self-diagnose.
Oh.
So I will come in and tell you, well, I have arthritis really bad. Do you have arthritis? You're not even sure. So that's important that you say, get checked. Sometimes you need an x-ray done. Sometimes you need an ultrasound. Sometimes you just need whatever the case may be. So you don't ignore your symptoms. And a lot of things that we do sometimes is when we want to see results. And that's probably something I'll ask you about. When we want to see results in terms of weight loss, we push and we push, and then we start to see rapid weight loss and we think, that's great. But then there is a limit to these things as to
Correct.
what is healthy and what is not healthy, right? Yeah. So I'll
true,
allow
that's
you to explain some of that to us, I suppose.
In terms of weight loss, all the literature has said that anywhere as much, I think 2 pounds a week
right.
is what's determined as healthy, even on the extreme end.
Mm-hmm.
If you are losing weight faster than that, something is wrong. Either you're not eating enough or you are sick. Again, you need to get all that checked by a medical
By a
professional.
doctor, yeah.
You understand? In terms of pushing yourself too much, injuries are inevitable. I'm not saying that in the fact that everybody's going to get injured. Everybody does not have to get injured. But understanding what you're doing in the gym is important so that we reduce the instances of you getting injured from something as simple as lifting up a dumbbell. If you lift it up badly, you could sprain your wrist with your elbow, with your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Even myself, sometimes when I'm packing up, I lift some weights badly and I have back pain for about a week. These things are very important to understand, that you have to understand what you're doing so that we can alleviate all those problems. You understand?
So I like the question about weight loss because and I want to just repeat the information because it's information that I have heard in the past, but I don't think a lot of people know it. This 2 pounds a week limit for healthy weight loss and
And that-
exceeding that being
That is 2
dangerous.
pounds is already on the far end.
Yes. So that is something I just wanted to reiterate because we see so many I guess in this age of social media, people talking about, oh, I lost 30 pounds in a month. I lost 40 pounds in a month.
Drugs.
and and everybody applauding it, but we do have to be cognizant of the healthy way to do things. I see we have someone
And
calling. Let's take this call. Caller, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Haven't heard you in a long time.
Yes, I'm there. All ears. Yeah. Yeah, your gym individual. He just mentioned something that I wanted to really put something else in. Talking about injuries at the gym. I'm not really a gym person, but one thing I understood about gyms, a lot of people have hurt themselves. Besides, listening with badly in terms of bad posture. Also, breathing.
Yes.
Breathing technique is very important, and a lot of people don't know when to exhale and when to inhale. I want you to elaborate on that.
So,
But I'm all there. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm all there, just for the public, not for me. Just for the public.
Thank you. Nice to hear you.
yeah, so breathing and bracing is actually a skill that I have to start teaching my clients to focus on, because it's very important, especially for the structures, to maintain the structure of your abdominal walls, your torso. It also helps build pressure within your body that will give you a little boost. For example, doing the bench press. If I'm pushing on a deflated chest, I'm very, very weak. Whereas when I have that pressure, I'm pushing all at force. It helps. Same for squatting. If I have a weak abdominal structure with obviously lack of oxygen in my stomach, in my lungs, my body's going to fold. And you don't want your body to focus. Your spine is not made to bend that far. It's made to flex. It's made to be rigid. We cannot be carrying 200-300 pounds on our back, and our midsection is like a straw. We need that structure to be stable. If it bends, that's it. All right. So breathing is very important, especially for intra-abdominal pressure, which provides stability and strength. Right.
So we're talking here a bit about weight training, which is one of the aspects of course, going to the gym. But I want to introduce now this concern that particularly women have about weight training. Dayton is already stupid. But we need to speak about it on the program. A lot of women say, I don't want to look like a man. I don't want to, and sometimes shun weight training. So I want a little information about the importance of weight training and for who. Who is weight training important for? I suspect that is a topic Dayton has dealt with far too many times. So he's already, he already knows what people say. But yeah, it's something I want to address on the program. Who is weight training for? Who is weight training not for? Let's talk. Everybody. You said that softly, and the other bit louder.
Every able-bodied individual should be training.
Okay.
Be it cardio or resistance training. All right. It's one of those things. If you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Okay.
You understand?
I want to address the women, particularly if we get in a call. But I will come back to the women because it is I would say preventative factor for some people. And I want to talk about it. Let's take this call. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning to you, and how are you all doing?
Good, we're good. Good morning.
Doing good.
All right. I'm trying asking myself, was it on this program you all had the gentleman who has the farming bells or whatever it is?
Yes, last week we had Dr. Rick on, and
right.
He has a farming bells. Yes.
Right. You all asked about the rabies and so on. You said nothing. And I was disappointed you all didn't push further and ask him why nothing Dominica. You understand? I was waiting for that comment. Why these diseases are not present in Dominica in animals or birds or cats or dogs. That's what I wanted to. Why I want to let you all know. I was disappointed. Okay.
So you're bringing up last week's topic, but he did say, as it related to that particular disease, he did say because of the lack of importation of certain animals, that's why we have not been exposed thus far. He did mention that, but I understand you maybe wanted us to push a bit further.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Because I was taught when you ask a question and you get an answer, to question the answer.
Okay. So
That's
okay.
all stuff, okay?
Okay, so thank you. So the next time we have Dr. Rick on, I will take that advice. Okay?
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have a good day. Yes. So, but we on another topic this morning. we are on physical activity. We're specifically talking about the gym, Fitness University, Jolly's Gym, and about going to the gym. What benefits does it have? And I wanted to delve a bit into females, women, and weight training. Dayton,
Mm.
let's talk about older women.
Mm.
Any benefits for them in doing resistance training? What if I'm an older woman? I'm 60 and above, right?
Mhm.
I've never done resistance training in my life.
Okay.
Is it appropriate for me to start now?
Yes.
Okay, so what would I start with? What would be the benefit to me at this stage? I haven't done it my whole life.
Slowing of bone degeneration,
Okay.
strengthening your bones. All right, it will reduce the onset
Mm-hmm.
of things like arthritis
Mm-hmm.
and
Osteoporosis.
and
Mhm.
osteopenia, these things like that as well. That slow down the onset of those things for people, especially if you are predisposed to having those conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Weight training will help signal your body to keep these organs, keep these structures intact and
Mhm.
strong,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that their bones are mineralized, because hey, there's some tension
Mm-hmm.
that has shuttled some minerals to that bone, to that,
Mhm.
that structure to keep it strong.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and definitely. So women, in the perimenopausal and menopausal time of life, when you know that estrogen is going down, and so bone density can start to diminish, which means osteoporosis. Resistance training is definitely important, but I do know a lot of people are kind of averse to it. So that's why I wanted to, sort of get your take on there. But you'd be doing yourself service by engaging in resistance training, particularly to retain that bone density as you go through the estrogen depletion stage of life. So that's for the ladies. And for the men, we see often young guys want to bulk up. So they come into the gym at the start date, and you said everybody goes for the same reason, and then lose a little weight. But some guys are coming in to get bigger, to bulk. What's the different consideration for a young guy coming in to bulk up, as compared to who we just spoke about, an older lady coming in to make sure that her bone density is safeguarded? What's the approach like from you as a trainer for these two different clients?
So funny enough, the approach is the same. What changes is intensity.
Okay.
I can push a younger body harder for longer.
Uh-huh.
Whereas I will not take that chance someone who's a bit more senior, because obviously they're not as strong, they're not as able. But we treat everybody the same. We just modulate the intensity and sometimes even the range of motion.
Okay.
But for a young person, yeah, man, yeah, energy, yeah, you've got it. Let's go. Let's push that weight. Let's get it up there. Let's see how strong we can get you.
Right. And see, now you talk about bulking. Well, there's something I want to ask, but I'll ask it afterwards. But see, now you talk about bulking. One thing we haven't touched on though is diet, and that has a lot to do with those processes, right?
A lot to do with everything.
Okay. So in terms of what would you? I would think that in the gym, that is part of the process, yes. So you can get consultation on your diet based on your individual goals. Right? So for a person who, say, wanted to, because you said we come to look good and we want to look good, yes, on the health. But for somebody who wanted to lose weight versus gain weight, what would those dietary considerations look like?
So calories in, calories out. That's what we look at. We look at how much food you're eating and how much food you're not eating. All right. So if you want to gain weight, we're going to encourage you to eat a little more, preferably healthy foods, of course. Not candies and sodas and things like that. And if you want to lose weight, we get you to eat a little less of the bad things you're probably currently eating, because nobody's perfect. We all like bread, we all like juice, kicks every once in a while. So we get you to cut back on some of those things to give you room for your body to consume the energy that already has stored. Right? Yeah.
And I like that you say that, because some people feel like bulking is just eating. And you said eating, but eating
healthy
The healthy food.
healthily.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I have seen persons who wanted to, gain weight, and they just started to eat anything because they figure, once I get big enough, I can cut it,
I've never had this problem in my life.
But especially when it bulking, we encourage them not to eat anything.
Okay.
Try to keep it good, as in whole natural sources, meat, chicken, fish, ground provision, your rice, your salad, stuff like that. Because when it's time to cut now, it's gonna be much harder to cut out. If you're also drinking 3 Cokes a day and I tell you drink none, you'll be like, what, I can't drink. But no. We improve your diet the same way we would cut from your diet.
Okay.
Eat good food. Just eat more of it.
Okay.
I see we lost the call here. Caller, you can call, you can try again. Let me just give the numbers. I do want, our audience to interact with us. Of course, we're talking physical fitness and the gym life here on the program. Our numbers 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. If you're trying to reach us from overseas, the number is 305-432-9624. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning again. Want to touch on the supplements like L-arginine, L-citrulline, the protein powders and stuff like L-leucine, all this, besides just eating for bulking up. So wanted to touch on that also.
Okay. Yes. So thank you, caller. So that's a good one. I have seen in the gym, stuff like whey protein and different things. What is the utility of these things? Who should use them, or what is it that's available? I think the caller specifically was referring to the bulking that we were speaking about.
First of all, I like people to understand that supplements are exactly what the name says they are. Supplements. One should not be depending on them to get those kind of results. What they do is that they aid in the development that you're looking for. Certain supplements help boost energy. Certain supplements help boost weight gain. Certain supplements even help boost things as mental cognition. All right? So these things are just there to add. But again, back to diet. If these things are not in order, you just throw money down the drain.
Okay. In terms of the supplements that you mentioned, could you maybe, I suppose, group them for the benefit of the caller in terms of what might be used towards building muscle mass, what might be good for the cognitive function and energy, that sort of thing?
All right. So for energy, we can keep it simple. Sometimes something else, caffeine.
Yep.
Okay.
Just caffeine, 1 cup of coffee. If you would like to have an energy drink, which though I don't really promote.
Okay. I wanted to ask about that.
I don't promote it, but I mean, on a rough morning, Kanaman says the best thing to have, I to tell you.
Okay. Because we spoke about this on a previous show, like, some of the risks, associated with the overconsumption of those energy drinks.
You see the correct with overconsumption.
Right.
Of those energy drinks.
Everything is in moderation, I believe, and that goes for anything in
You
life.
need caffeine every day. You need to check something else in your life. Either you're not getting enough sleep, either your diet is off. Sometimes even your mental health needs to get checked. You should not need those boosts every day. All right. Other supplements, I would recommend creatine. Creatine has been shown to be a good supplement to take to boost endurance, boost intracellular health. Because what it does, it draws moisture into the cells, which is hydration, which is very good for us. There's also imaging science that shows that it can also boost mental cognition.
Okay.
Even in patients with, I think, it's dementia.
Oh, okay.
And it can help slow the degeneration of the brain.
Okay.
I think we have a call.
Yes, let's take this call. Caller, good morning.
Hello, morning, Judy.
Hi, good
And the other
morning.
guest. I didn't get the
morning.
gentleman's name, but good morning.
Good morning.
Dayton.
What's the name?
Dayton.
Dayton. Okay. What I wanted to ask, I know some people go to the gym for losing weight. Okay. Now, we said going to gym is for your overall health.
Correct.
Now, you have some people, they are not overweight, but they go to the gym. You can see maybe that's for your overall health. Now, what I want to ask is there a cutoff point? Because while you're there, you're not overweight and you're there for your overall health. While you are gymming there, although you're slim and trim, will you lose weight there? Or is there is a cutoff point, some point in time, you need to stop gymming? Thank you.
Why?
Thank you,
Stay on the line,
caller.
stay on the line, stay on the line, stay on the line.
She's gone.
In terms of cutoff points, I would say no. What you can do is, again, modulate your intensity and your frequency. So if you find, hey, I'm at a good point, I don't need to lose any weight, I don't need to gain any weight, I like the way I look, you can go gym once, twice a week and change your routine so that you still hit all your bases. So you do your chest, back, biceps, triceps, all these things. So what I recommend to somebody that is just there, full body, once or twice a week. Obviously, you still push yourself a little bit. You don't just come then just go through the motion. Because then what's really the point? But twice a week will be fine, and you will basically, if everything outside of the gym is kept in order, your sleep, your diet, your mental health, that's a thing that a lot of us tend to ignore. Once these things are in order, you will maintain and you'll be quite fine. But as opposed to cutoff point, I mean, why would you want to stop someone that's making you, you know, that's keeping you where you are, keeping you young, keeping you healthy?
Right. And that is an interesting question because I know a lot of people feel that way. Like I've heard people say, well, not to me, because I've never been in that position of not needing to exercise. Or not needing to go to, like, people never say to me, oh, you don't need to be going to the gym. No, they'll tell me you need to go. But I've heard people say, oh, what she going for? She's slim already, you know, why she has to be going to the gym, almost trying to dissuade the person from a workout routine. So that question was very, very relevant because it's what people say a lot of times.
And I'll add to that there's a lot more happening than the eye can see. Though you may be going to the gym and you're visibly not losing weight, your health markers could be improving to the point where weight loss will become an easy thing for your first time from now.
Yeah.
You know, you could be sleeping better, be thinking clearer, your posture could improve. Still, a lot of things happen that you don't see. That's why I say it's good for everything.
Right. That's also a very important point because I have, I mean, I don't want to just talk about me, but from my personal experience, I've also heard people, when I was going to another gym, which I used to go to in the past, say, oh, these girls going to the gym all the time and they're not losing any weight. So almost like as if, well, what is the point of you all going to the gym? Nobody's losing weight. I think that was a little harsh, but it's a comment that I had heard in the past. And it's interesting because not everybody's goal might have been weight loss. You know, people might have been there just like what you said, Dighton, to improve their health markers, reduce their blood pressure. You can see improvement in muscle tone and sleep and all sorts of different things that might not be to the naked eye. Oh, this person is losing a lot of weight. So that is also another misconception I think a lot of people have. Why go if you're not losing, or if you have already lost, why continue? So I think that was a good, the caller brought up a nice little part of things there. But we were talking about supplements. You want creatinine and its importance. Any other one that you would recommend? I've seen whey protein. What is whey protein used for? I've seen that in the gym.
Whey protein is food for some form. That's like they get everyone to understand that whey protein and protein powders, be it vegan protein and dairy protein, is food. These things are recommended to be taken again to supplement your diet, to add to fortify with. All right. So whey protein is what it is. It's protein derived from milk, which is whey. All right, and it's add to your overall protein intake every day. So, let me take myself for example. I weigh 255 pounds as of this morning. If I were to cut down, let's say, to 200, based on the science, that I should be having a diet of at least 170 to 200 grams of protein a day. That is roughly 2 pounds of meat. Of any meat. That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of meat. Trust me, I've tried it. That's a lot of meat. I can swap out
Some
two
of that.
servings of food, or well, not of food, but like 2 protein servings, and have a shake.
Okay.
Quick, easy, down the hatch. Filled
Okay.
with nutrients, vitamins. Right now, protein powders are fortified probiotics, prebiotics, and stuff like that. I think you have another call.
Yes, we do. Yes, let's take this call. Caller, good morning.
Judy, me again, I forgot to ask him.
Mm-hmm.
This thing about toning, what is it about? You know, when people
Muscle
going
building.
up for patches, you know, and them
Muscle
say they have to tone up their body and
Mm-hmm.
what is that process? What is that toning about? Thank you.
Right.
Toning is a fancy word invented by marketing companies to sell to women in particular the idea of muscle building. Toning is muscle building. Okay, that's it.
That's it. Okay, I see we have one of our online viewers asking a question. So after a full week of cardio and gym workouts, what's the most effective way to recover? So we're talking recovery. Yes, Dighton, I want to know about recovery, and I feel like I feel like we need to talk about recovery, and some of us don't recover well.
No.
What do we?
Or some
what
people
do-
don't take breaks at all. I know people that gym steady and they don't.
They don't take breaks. Okay, so
breaks.
let's talk recovery, or let's talk rest. What is the what's the recommendation?
You should be sleeping every night first and foremost.
Not just
No. You should be sleeping every night first and foremost. A minimum of 6 hours for adults.
Okay.
All right.
Apart from the sleep,
apart from the sleep,
the recovery after the full week.
but you should be sleeping every day.
Okay, so
Yes.
no, so is it? Is it?
we see where Dighton lies on this scale.
Yes. So is it? Is it? People talk about a rest day, a rest 2 days.
Yeah.
What-
Okay. So again,
Mhm.
these things are based on intensity
Okay.
and obviously for time. So if you have the energy or the time to go hard, really, really hard, Monday, based on what you've done on Monday, let's say it's legs. I like to do legs first in the week too, because people try to skip it.
Okay.
When I put on Tuesday and Thursday, there's just duck Tuesday and Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah, but when I put on Monday, everybody has to come fresh on a Monday. Yeah, legs on Monday. Let's go.
Okay.
If you really, 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 really give it your all, you can take Tuesday off.
Mm-hmm.
You can take Wednesday off. But on Thursday, you're back in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But like you said, a full week of
full
cardio
week.
and gym, you should be resting first and foremost. You should also be eating to fuel those workouts and to recover.
Mm-hmm.
Stretching is also a very important thing that we tend to skip out on as well.
Okay.
I myself am quite guilty of that.
And stretching, we talk about before and after.
Before and after. Yes. So dynamic stretching before and static stretching afterwards. So dynamic stretching is to get you warmed up, get you used to, especially if you dynamic stretching in the sense that we're going to practice the movements. So if I'm going to squat, I need to get my quads limber, my hamstrings to stretch, my ankles need to be stretched, my calves need to be stretched. But I'm not going to stretch and hold it for, especially when I just wake up in the morning. I'm not going to just get into a deep squat and just sit there for 20 seconds. No, I'm going to in and out, get my body used to that movement before I get on the weights. And then when I'm done, that's when I'm going to do static stretching. I'm going to do a deep squat, try to hold that squat for a couple seconds, or calf stretch, or quad stretch. These things are important as well for recovery. But rest and diet needs to be fixed. So
Rest and diet. What if Dighton, the person has muscle pain after so like the listener is saying, so a full week and they have what is it that you said, delayed onset of muscle soreness,
Yes.
and they feel like they cannot walk, they in pain. What is the best way to recover from that?
Walk down to Jolly's and get you a bottle of Ojas.
Oil of Ojas. Okay.
That's what you did there.
Yeah.
But that's important too, because a lot of times people think that if you are sore, you shouldn't rub or you can't rub, but it's within how you feel. So with items like the oil of Ojas, there's different, herbal oils that are in there, deep penetrating oils too, that can help with the pain associated with exercise. Because essentially when you're exercising, when you're pushing, you're really tearing muscle fibers. That's what it is. And when you get muscle growth, is because after those fibers tear, they heal and they bulk up. So that's how exercise works. So you can get those things that you can apply topically, I mean, if you have, unfortunately, you have some form of injury. So the
Get
great
that
part,
checked.
yeah,
Get that checked.
definitely.
Right.
The great part about us being a pharmacy, a pharmacy first, is that you can just, we've had persons come downstairs with injuries from the dream, and right then and there, we can offer some, assistance. So essentially, we always advise, like Dighton said, you get it checked. So for instance, you might be doing some form of squat and your packs, you feel a way, all of a sudden you cannot stand, you're in pain. At this point, we do not know if you have fractured something, if you have sprained something, if you probably just had a minor, muscle
Strain.
tension and then that goes away. Usually, I mean, if you have an actual break, movement will be, limited. If it's a sprain, you might be able to move, but with pain. But obviously, these are things that we will gauge. So, for instance, if let's say you have a confirmed sprain, you might be able to get something to wrap on it. If you do not have any swelling, if you have swelling, we might stay away from wrapping the joint. We might give you an ice pack, or advise that you ice the joints. Some people like to go straight into hot. I've heard persons say
Heat
that,
therapy.
after we do the gym, we just hit the hot water. Now, sometimes that can work, but if you have a lot of swelling, you don't want to go into heat. So it's again knowing when to use what and what makes most sense, because hot cold therapy can be very beneficial, but in the event of swelling, you might stay away from it. Sometimes you might just need a one pill to get you
Location
there.
as well is important too, which I
Yeah.
didn't know until recently. I
Mhm.
believe you heat muscles with your ice joints or something like that. Or maybe the other way around. But this is so if you have a joint pain, knowing what type of therapy is also important.
And Leona, you brought up an important aspect of Fitness University being what it is, which is Jolly's gym, that you can actually, the location is such that you can go to the pharmacy for
Right.
anything that you may need, or anything that may, occur whilst you're working out, that you may need something for. The pharmacies downstairs in both locations, both in the north in Portsmouth and on King George V Street, the pharmacy is downstairs. So, if you're working out in the day and the pharmacy is open, you can just, go downstairs and check out the pharmacist for something that you may need.
Right.
It seems I may need to do the oil of Ojas, because that is what the trainer has recommended.
And truly, I'm not just saying this because that's where I work. I've used olive ojas. I remember having pain, a lot of pain. Use the olive ojas. I went to bed, and when I woke up the next day, there was nothing. So I mean, you can do your own research in terms of what it's made of, and the blend of herbs that are in there. And if you are an herbal person with that background, or if you do your research, you'll see a lot of the things that are in there are geared towards that inflammation and dealing with those things. And a lot of times when we have pain in the body, we might have some form of inflammation alongside it. So it might be coupled with each other. And if you have inflammation, you have pain, you have heat, you have all of these things. And that in itself, in terms of the oils in there, can definitely deal with that. So that's just one of the
One
options
product,
that we will
yeah.
definitely boost, but there's a lot of other things that you can get. If it is that you need a painkiller and you need an oral painkiller, there's we'll go through some questions with you, and there's stuff that we can recommend. So it's always possible, it's a hand in hand thing with the gym. We've had, if it's injuries where you need first aid, it's right there downstairs, and the gym also has that as well. So it's a good balance when it comes to dealing with these types of issues.
It's, yes, and location is ideal. It is. We have about 15 more minutes on the program, but I want to offer somebody who will call us this morning in the remainder of the program. I want to encourage you to join the gym. You've not possibly joined, or you've been absent from exercising for a while, and I want to offer a 1 month membership to Fitness University for one of our callers. So if you call, we'll interact with you a bit on some of the stuff we've spoken about, and you may be the person to get that 1 month gym membership at Fitness University. So in the remainder of the program, the lines are open as they have been, and you can get the chance to win for yourself, or maybe somebody that really would benefit from this. 1 month free membership. Possibly you already go to the gym, so somebody else could benefit from it if you get it. I see we have a comment. I'm trying to test out my eyes and see if I can read. One of our listeners is saying, so as a licensed massage therapist, here is my recommendation. After a week of cardio and gym workouts, recovery should include hydration, protein-rich meals, quality sleep, and active rest like stretching or light movement. A massage boosts circulation, eases soreness, and promotes relaxation, making it one of the most effective ways to reset your body and enhance muscle repair. Yes. So our listener, who I know, and I know he's a licensed massage therapist, is bringing in the aspect of massage. Some of us really wish we could be getting massages all the time, daily. But we do have licensed therapists. If we don't have someone at home to do the job,
do that, right?
Yes, we can seek out a licensed
The one
massage
thing we
therapist.
didn't touch on was actually the first thing you said, was
Hydration.
Right.
Yes.
Let's talk about hydration, Dighton. Because I'm on a hydration challenge because of you. I'm drinking water throughout the show. Let's talk about hydration. How important is it?
It's very important.
Okay.
It's very, very important. Also, not just plain old hydration as well. Like, electrolytes are very important
Okay.
to get those necessary salts into your body. It's very important for, again, the muscular health, intracellular health. All this is very important. So not just drinking, 2 gallons of water every day, but you should try and probably sprinkle in a pinch of salt in one of the glasses of water you have for your day. Just not enough for you to taste it truly.
Okay.
Not enough for it, just a little pinch. A
Okay.
little goes a long way.
Or if you want some flavor, we have some options as well.
Yes,
so
too.
like the Propel, you get
Uh-huh.
your different flavors in there, and it's a mix of
The electrolyte
basically
drinks, yeah.
yes, electrolytes. So those rehydration salts,
Yeah.
and also they have it in the Immunity Plus. That's in the Haliburaj brand,
Right.
where you get some vitamin C in there as well. So it's
Correct.
it's good combinations if you want to hydrate. One thing I want to say though is, again, everything in moderation.
Correct.
Too much hydration is actually a thing. It's not something that's so easy to reach, especially for most of us, but it is a thing. So you have to make sure that if you're not overhydrating, if it is that you're exercising, you're sweating, you're losing fluids,
need to
you
put those
hydrate,
salts,
right? And you
especially
put in
the
those
electrolytes,
salts.
back
But
in
if
the
it is
system.
that, for instance, you're not doing much activity at all, you still need water throughout the day because your body is 70% water. All the exchanges that happen in your body are
Happens with
basically right. So it happens with that medium. So if you're not getting enough water, whether or not you're doing any exercise, you're at a deficit. However, you don't want to go having 3, 4, 5 packs of electrolytes in a day and you're not doing anything at all. That will
Right.
definitely put you at an imbalance.
Yeah.
And
Very saturated.
definitely. And what you might notice is you're peeing quite a lot trying to get that excess water out, or you might feel
Very
dizzy.
yellow.
Yeah.
Very yellow.
You might feel dizzy. You might feel disoriented. You might feel confused if you have too much.
Yeah, because the concentration
water.
of nutrients is lower than the concentration of water.
Yeah, so you can get it both ways, essentially. If you do too much plain old water and you're overhydrated, you can get that confusion, that
Hyperhidrosis, right?
right.
Hyperhidrosis, yes.
And that's definitely a thing.
It
That's
can
everybody's
kill.
homework
It
to
can
go and
kill.
look. Definitely.
Yeah, it's-
Drinking too much water can kill.
It's described as you can drown your cells.
Yes.
So you can, so
There's
the osmotic,
yes.
It
the
can.
osmotic balance, you can disrupt that. I mean, I feel that's so difficult for someone to
reach.
do.
I know. But there
But-
have been cases.
Yes, there have been
So-
cases. I know that for someone like me who does not drink enough water and has to make a conscious effort to remember to drink water,
Highly unlikely.
that it would be very, very
Yes.
unlikely.
Yes.
But I know some people are, different. So the importance of all of this good stuff. I have another question, Dighton. You mentioned a little earlier. You mentioned your weight. You said as of this morning, which means you weighed this morning. Let's talk about frequency of checking weight. You've joined the gym. you know, weight loss is your goal, so you're not, or maybe bulking is your goal, whichever. How often should you be looking for results? There's a lot. So that's in your opinion, because there's a lot of talk about the scale. So in your opinion, how often? Or what's your recommendation
Okay,
when you're training
okay.
people?
First of all,
Mm-hmm.
there's more to weight loss than just a number on the scale.
Right.
Okay.
All of us need to understand that there's more to weight loss than just a number on the scale. If you can manage to check it every day, like it will not affect your day, check it every day. At the same time, in the same conditions, preferably after if you've
Use the bathroom.
Right. Use the bathroom. Both of them, and not just one. Both of them.
Number one and number
If you
two.
can do both of them first thing in the morning, you can get on the scale right after that. That will give you the most accurate
weight.
weight of your body at that time.
Mm-hmm.
As far as your weight loss journey,
Mm-hmm.
it's more than just the scale.
Mm-hmm.
You need to check for things as simple as how well your pants fit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How well your pants fit, how well the clothes fit on you. You know what I'm saying? So you can use things like the mirror. Those some of us have beef before mirror.
Mirror lies.
You can use the mirror, not just the scale. Right?
Okay.
But ideally, check it every day if you can, and do not attach yourself to the number you see today.
Right.
Okay.
Because weight loss and weight gain happen in phase what do you call it? Like in
Over
waves.
time,
Yeah, it
right.
happens over time.
Cycle.
So and weight fluctuation happens every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday you could have drank too much water.
Mm-hmm.
Or you had too much salt in your food
Or you
yesterday.
bloated, yeah, it's the
You
time,
understand?
your menstrual
For
cycle.
women, yeah, exactly. You have that entire week to 2 weeks where you just all the way up there. These things, you just once you can just do not attach yourself to the number.
Right.
Understand that you are working on it. Once it doesn't go way out of range upwards or way out of the range downwards, then things are fine. Just understand it's a trend.
One of the things you said, and that's one I was gearing up to as well, there's a lot of different measures that can be used to see if you're going in the right direction when we talk about weight loss. So the scale is one that gives you, and I think that's the one we fear most, because a lot of times it does not move. So it gives you, that one figure. But when he mentioned how your clothes fits, there is an actual measure that's used to guide men and women when it comes to your waist circumference. So if you go, you will see, and that is evidence-based. So you'll see actual studies that was done, and things like the World Health Organization will boost these things. So when we're talking about women, we look at it for about 35 inches or less, because 35 inches is when you start to be in an area where you can start to be predisposed to certain conditions that would link to having too much fat in that midsection.
Belly fat, yeah.
Right, because belly fat is mostly what we can call visceral fat, or that fat around your organs, because most of your organs are either in your chest cavity right there or in your abdomen,
Gut, yeah.
right? So when you have a lot of fat around the gut, and that's where we women tend to store a lot of fat, then it tells us how predisposed we are to getting stuff like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, all the arterial issues. So what the measure is, and that's one that you can do at home. You take a measuring tape and you
Measure.
see, right? So just about an inch above your belly button, that's where you measure. Because for me, my waist is at my ribs, where I can see the most indent, But natural waist we're talking about is about an inch above the belly button. And you measure and you see where that is. And that'll give you an idea of how much you need to alter by, right? So for instance, you might not see much weight changes because, again, when we're exercising, as we lose fat, we might gain muscle. And one of the things that we have to be mindful of is muscle weighs much more than fat. So you might have, I don't know, a cubic feet, something, a square of fat that you lose, and you gain just about 2 inches, or, well, I wish I could show you what I'm gauging, but essentially fat is maybe about 3 times the size of muscle. So you might see a difference, and that's why the mirror is important too. You might see a difference in your size. You might feel a difference. Hey, my sleeve is a bit,
Looser.
better fitting, and you might not see a difference in your weight. And a lot of times, when we have a lot of fat dealing with, or a lot of fat loss, we watch these things and it discourages us, and we say, you know what, the exercise is not
It's not
working,
working.
the training is not working, I'm dieting, nothing is going down, and you leave that alone. But sometimes, if we had to break down on a cellular level and test, we would see, okay, you're your muscle percentage is higher and your fat percentage is lower. And then we spoke about, in terms of disease states. So, for instance, your lung capacity might be better, your range of motion might be better, in terms of your endurance might be better, your risk at developing all those, comorbidities, all these chronic conditions might be lower, so that is definitely one to look at when you're thinking about weight loss.
So we have gotten a whole array of things to consider, ways you can monitor progress other than the scale. But of course, if you're checking the scale, Dighton has advised same time of the day, same conditions. That's what you do. So for the people either bulking or trying to lose, whatever it is, that's the advice. We are at the end of the program. I didn't get someone for that 1 month gym membership. I might have to start the show next week with the offer to see, because I'm determined to get somebody into Fitness University that has not been before, and who, like me, maybe would have been hesitant, particularly if you have fallen off the wagon in terms of your exercise and your fitness routine, and you need to make a return. The hardest thing sometimes is to return. That's why people often tell you don't stop. Like if you stop, sometimes the 1 week becomes a 2 weeks, becomes a month, becomes a year. So I've had the personal experience of a summertime break turning into a 2-year break. So I really determined to see if we get someone to join who has not been for a while. So possibly, since our time is up, I might start that with the next show and try to give that out. But I want some closing words as we wrap up the program. Dighton, we've asked you a lot of stuff. I want some closing words from you, and I also want to know about times of opening of the gym. We've given location, but when can people work out? I think people might want to know that as well. So closing words.
Closing words. Do something challenging every day.
Wow.
Okay.
I feel like you can put that to every aspect.
Every day.
Do something that challenges you every day. That's what builds strength, and you'll get the results you desire with time. Obviously, be patient. It will come.
Okay.
Fitness University is open Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
All right. Trainer days are Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Every day is staffed, but the trainers are exclusively working on those days.
Mondays to Fridays.
Mondays to Fridays. From, again, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m.
So that's every day of the week.
Yeah.
The gym is open. All right. So no excuses.
Multiple opportunities to get to
Yeah. So no excuses. So if in the week it's difficult, the weekends are there. If weekends are difficult for you, weekdays are there. If afternoons are difficult, 5 a.m. in the morning is there on the weekdays. And if you cannot wake up in the morning, you can go in the night. So it closes at 9 p.m. on the weekdays. So basically, no excuses.
None at all.
None at all. All right. Dighton didn't say that in his closing words, but I'll say it for him. He said to me once, energy is not energy. Movement is not your enemy. Look, I'm even saying it wrongly. So that rings in my head, because sometimes movement really and truly, is not what I want to do. But I have to say, it's not your enemy. It's not your enemy. It's not your enemy. So try and do something. So if, going to the gym is within your capability at this time, that is how you can possibly increase that movement that you get. Leona.
Hi. So in closing, I think today was a really good topic that should be relevant to everybody. As we said, you can start exercising as young as possible, and you can go all the way up into the older ages. And naturally, when we're talking about exercise in terms of any special considerations, we have the trainers on board who can give you the consultations that you need. You can come into the pharmacy and speak to the pharmacist, whether it is your diabetic, hypertensive, if you have any chronic kidney disease, anything of that sort. We can get you sorted and get you on a plan alongside with your healthcare provider as well, that works for you in terms of keeping your body moving. And one thing Dyson said as well today that I want to, really take with me is, if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you don't use your range of motion, you lose it. If you don't use your legs, you lose it. If you don't use your mind, you lose it. So these are some of the things that we definitely want to impart on you today, that movement is important and movement is possible for all of us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it for us from the Health Vibes team. We will be, God willing, back with you next week for another program of Health Vibes, where health education always has to meet a little vibes. So until next week, I wish you all a very good week, a healthy week, a moving week. And we will see you again next week. Take care and goodbye.
Charlie's Pharmacy is bringing vibes to health with Health Vibes. Health Vibes. Each and every Wednesday.